Alright, let's get into designing a little bit more. One of the things you can do is press the home key and it'll show you the current section the mouse is over. And once you have that, I'm going to slow down my point of view here. Let's say I'm going to design some walls for this area. So I'm going to put wall 02A here at the corner. Face it this way. I'll extend it out to about the middle. Then I'm going to use spacebar. Spacebar will, I'm going to select move, hit spacebar, and that copies the object that is currently red. So now I have two walls. I drag one off the other, and I can place it here. Now, I'm going to select pillars, and let's go with pillars and posts. Pillar 01A. Let's see if this is the one that I will like here. It's a wood pillar, so I don't like that. I'm going to go with greater than. Oh, let's take this one. I'm going to line this up. Select move. Line it up on this particular spot. Now, there's definitely a reason I'm lining these up on the ground here, and I'll show you that. Or lining it up with a section. It can save you a lot of time, and I'll show you why in a minute here. So let's see how well I have this lined up. So you get real close to this, and I go down to 0.05 speed here, and you can see that this isn't exactly lined up. So I'm going to grab this object, and it can be a little annoying how fast this will move when you're dragging it with the mouse. Hold down Shift to fine adjust. It moves a little bit slower. It's easier to get it lined up. Looks like it's going to be perfect right there. I'm going to click off it, and it looks good. Yep. Now, I'm moving pretty slow, but that'll work fine. Hold down Shift, increase my speed a bit. Alright, now I'm going to select move this pillar. I'm going to press space, copy the pillar, drag that over here, and place this one right there. Now, with this place like this, basically we have one wall in a room. Now I'm going to show you something that's going to save you a ton of time if you use it. The home, end, and page up keys and insert key, all in these little, where the home and those 6 keys there, I use for temporarily saving objects or sections of data and then reloading it back in. So when you press home, it selects a section. You press end, it selects a section. What you're really selecting is an area, the upper left hand corner to this lower right hand corner. Now if you press page up, you just saved that from here down to here. If I press home and end on the same exact spot, I can now and press page up. I now saved just this one section. Now I press home here and insert. Home, insert. Home, insert. And you can basically create walls in a dungeon a lot quicker than normal. Now of course you see here there's gaps between these pillars. This kind of thing you'd have to fix, but it still will save you a ton of time. Also, you can design the walls so that there is no gap and then just copy them as you need. And that actually is something I do a fair amount. So let's go over to, for example, this area here. You can see I have a bunch of sections saved for just future use, whatever I want to do. So here, home, end, page up. I just save this. I'll bring it over here, home, insert. Notice I have a pillar on one side, a wall, a pillar that I've turned to a 45-degree angle, and another wall. That's set up so that when I do this here, home, insert, I'm going to turn off markers because I don't need those right now. They line up perfectly with no gaps in between. home, insert. There you go. So what if you want the wall to go this way? You use F4 and Shift F4 to change the angle of a section 90 degrees. Shift F4 mirrors the section. So I'll use Shift F4 for a second here. Now notice when I put this over here, this wall, this pillar is on this end instead of before it was down here. That comes in extremely handy. For example, over here in this dungeon, I have this. Now this is a kind of a weird round room that is not completely and perfectly on these sections, but I only have to design half the room. Design one half, then copy this over, mirror it, and flip it around so that it matches. So the flipping around 90 degrees and then being able to mirror things helps a lot and will save tons of time in the future. Now here's a little trick that I use occasionally as well. If I home end and I grab this object by pressing page up, I just saved it. Home, insert. Now in this case, if I want to add another wall over here along the edge, I can go home, end, here. Whoops, didn't take the home. And then page up. On this side, I will now go home and shift insert to insert without destroying the other objects already here. So now I've got this corner. But it didn't line up very well because now I have two pillars on this end. So let's fix that. So home, end, page up, home, insert, and then here I want this pillar down here, so I will shift F4 and then flip it, so I mirrored it to get it down there. Now I'll go home, end, page up, and over here home, shift, insert. It doesn't create a perfect corner. You'd have to come down here and fix things. Selecting the wall, get it lined up, select this, get it lined up. Once you have a corner design though, the other corners of the room can just be a copy of this. So you can go ahead and feel free to use any of the objects I've got saved out here to help you get started designing stuff. Notice I have a room here which I haven't even actually used yet in the game. It's just something I designed and kept. This one's a smaller square room as well. These quarter circle pieces designed different ways. You can use to create round rooms, home and end, page up on there. I come over here. I'm going to reload the map quick to get rid of this. Home, insert. Oops, didn't grab that. Home, end, page up. Home, insert. There we go. Oops, why did it grab that? It didn't take the end key. Home, end, page up. Things are a little slower because I'm recording with Fraps, so it's goofing up. Home, insert that. Flip it around to match. Home, insert. Flip this around. And finally, home, insert. And flip this one around.